She crashed her way into our living rooms during season 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. As a high-class Russian whore, she has us saying, ugh, and has the baby hands of an angel. Her name is Katya, and she's about to be exposed. You're about to be exposed.
Expose me, Mom!
Now, before we get started, today's video is sponsored by dragqueenmerch.com, and we are excited to also premiere and announce an exclusive new Katya merch item, so check that out. And by using discount code Katya, you can get 20% off the item, but not only the item, also site-wide, so make sure to check the description box below for all of that info. Now, Katya.
Good afternoon.
Ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
So you were born and raised in Massachusetts.
Yeah, Masshole.
Oh, Masshole. What was that like growing up?
Boring, nondescript. I mean, it's like I grew up in Central Mass, like a Marlboro, a town called Marlboro, like the cigarettes, and you know, it's just like your boilerplate white suburb. I hadn't seen a black person in real life until I was like 12.
Wow.
And then that's not true. There was like one black girl at Catholic school, and then I always wanted things to be like colorful and wild and interesting. So like I did all that in my bedroom, but everything else was just so bland but safe.
Yeah,
safe. Never got I never got beaten up, never got robbed, we never got broken into. Although our house caught on fire, my sister dropped a candle on the bed, and our whole top floor went up in flames.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I was the only one not home. I was so mad. Yeah, but that was like the most excitement we had.
Man.
Yeah.
And then when did you decide that you wanted to do drag? I know that it started, what, in 2006?
Oh no, when I was 3.
When you were 3?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to put a t-shirt on my head as a wig, or I convinced my dad to, he bought me a cheerleader's pom-pom, color green, and then I cut bangs into it and wore it like a wig. And I was doing drag, and I was just like being, and I call it my, I used to call it my birthday suit, which I think is kind of weird because your birthday suit is nudity.
Yeah.
And then, so my version of nudity was a woman.
Was a woman?
Yeah.
So when did you end up actually taking it out into the town and like doing gigs and stuff? When did that come to be?
When I was 4.
When you were 4?
No, I mean, I think...
Your local bounce house.
To be totally honest and like kind of funny, I did convince, or I bullied my neighbors into doing a haunted house in my basement. So I feel like that was my first gig, because I think we charged, and people come down, and we all do that thing, and it was like kind of like, it was draggy, but I did my first gig when I was 2006-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, 2006 at Jock's Cabaret.
And what was your original name? It wasn't originally Katya, was it?
No, I was originally Martishka.
Martishka.
Which, it was weird. That was for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And then it was, then I just went back to Katya. I don't know why I did that. It was very strange.
You are Katya. Katya, Ekaterina Petrovna Zamolotchkova, from Russia.
Also heard, I don't know if it's true, you can debunk it if it's so.
Yeah.
When you would perform pop routines, you had a different name too.
Katie Homophobia. But that was like much later, because I first started out doing like the kooky stuff in a show called Tranny Wreck, which I can't say that anymore, but that was really fun. But that was like totally wacko alternative stuff. And then later on, when I learned how to like paint more pretty, I got bookings on the weekends for the Bachelorettes, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, I guess I got to do like, Britney and stuff like that, which is fine. But I wanted to differentiate, because I was an artist. Differentiate between like the identities, because I felt like a sellout, which is so dumb, because drag is like, it's selling out.
Yeah.
It's not selling out, it's just selling.
Yeah,
yourself.
correct.
But then I had, I loved having different drag names. We did a show where I was Sigourney Beaver, and then Bumpy Bullet, in that she was like a meth lab explosion survivor, and she was like gross, had like pock marks and bad teeth and like circles under her eyes. That was fun. It was fun to be ugly.
It was fun to be like so many different characters.
Yeah, it's fun to just express the prismatic nature of my multidimensional personality.
So in 2010, you first auditioned for Drag Race for season 3, right?
Absolutely.
So you
yes,
did it,
I did.
You did it how many times? 4 times before?
Okay, yeah. So I always get it mixed up. It's a 2000. I didn't do 2 because that was when Jujubee did. Mm-hmm. It was so 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 times.
Oh my gosh.
2 of those times were rotten.
What do you mean by rotten?
The audition video was so bad, but the one for season 6 was like a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece.
What did you do? Was it anything crazy?
I don't know. I mean, I was like, I wore this like, I was doing like yoga in the park, and like I was in like really good shape, and I was just being, you know, it was just like it was really good. Just gotta trust me. And then when I didn't get that, I was like, oh well, fuck it, whatever. Like I did. It's not gonna get any better than that.
Yeah.
So, but then they called me. The casting people called me, not World of Wonder, but the casting people said, hey, we, something to the effect of like, we just were wondering if you were planning on auditioning this year. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, do you, like, what do you mean? Do you want me to do that? Like, or can I get on? Or is like, is this, do I have a good chance of getting on? And she wouldn't say anything, but I was like, I was just assumed, you know, so I did it and then I got on.
That's awesome. And
isn't that cool?
That's pretty cool. Because you weren't going to do it at all.
No, because I was like, enough already. It's so much work to do that tape. It really is. Like, because you have to have, think about it, like, it's not like, you have to have a whole new wardrobe.
Exactly.
For the last year, which is like tough for when you're poor. So, yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, I got it. So.
Where were you when you got that phone call?
I was at home, and it was a Skype call. So you do a Skype call, and then you do certain things like once you have to go get a psychological evaluation. I had to fucking drive to Connecticut. I had to make my friend drive me to Connecticut, all the way to Connecticut from Boston, which is like, Boston is the like university and medical capital of the country. And I was like, there's no fucking therapist in Boston. Anyways, so yeah, we drive all the way down to fucking Connecticut, do the psychological evaluation, a 500 question personality inventory. It was ridiculous. And then drive back up, all day affair. And then once you do that though, it's like, you're kind of, okay, the chances are really, really good. So.
Did you pass?
I passed, but then, yeah, I mean, technically, I just flubbed it, because you know what they want to say. They just want to prove you're not a fucking psycho. So like, you know, the questions are like, sometimes I feel like I have a like superhuman power, or like sometimes I, you know, fantasize about pyrokinesis. You say no, and they, you know, but we had the Skype call, and I thought it was just another part of the interview. Mm-hmm. I put up a backdrop, and I thought it was just another part of the interview, and then they said, you got it, and I was like, screamed, and then I was reaching for my phone as they started to say, now don't tell anybody. And I was like, and then I called like 14 people, told them. Oh my God, I can't keep a secret. I cannot keep a secret at all.
So you get on season 7, you walk into the workroom.
Yeah.
What is your opinion when you walk in there? Like, what are you feeling?
I remember it very, very well. It was the worst moment of my entire life.
Wait, why?
I felt, because I think I've said this before, if at that moment, because you have to hold that pose for like, they say, walk in, hit this mark, and then stay for like 10 seconds. It's gonna feel like forever, but you just gotta really kind of stay there, because we gotta get you at all angles, and it'll look great on the TV, but it's gonna feel like forever, stay there. And so I did that, and during those 10 seconds, I was like, okay, I made a mistake. I should not be here. I really don't want to be here. I thought if a producer had come in at that moment and been like, you look great, but we actually made a mistake and hired one too many girls. Would you like to go home? And we'll fly home now. And I'd be like, absolutely, let's go. Wow. I absolutely would have done that, absolutely. Because I heard out of the corner of my eye, heard out of the corner of my ear, like, they just seemed rotten, the girls. They seemed rotten, you know? And some of them were. And they just, I wasn't prepared for that, like, cattiness, or not cattiness, but I wasn't prepared to be judged, like, on that level. Because I got along with everybody at home, like everybody, even the trolls, the whores, just the rotted skanks, like, who had nothing good to offer. I got along with them too. And I couldn't deal with it. And I swear to God, I heard Violet say, well, and she thinks I made it up, which I could have, but she said, well, it looks like we needed a filler queen, or something like that. And she swears she didn't say it. I think she did.
So you confronted her about that before, and she said no?
Oh, I absolutely have. And she's like, I didn't say that. I'm like, yeah, you did. But also I didn't know who it was, I don't know, like it was a voice.
It was a voice.
And she was already there. I think. Whatever, roll the tape, we'll see. But anyways, yeah, it was awful. That was a long answer.
So you decide to stay in. Do you start feeling better about everything?
No, no, because then the one on the second challenge, I was trying to memorize this like little spoken word bit, like a Shirley Q. Licker paragraph. It was like not a long thing, but it was like a chunk. And during the lip sync challenge, and I couldn't do it. I was like, I wrote it all out in the hotel, and I was like going over and over it, and then I would try to do it without the tape, and I was like, I can't remember the first word. I was so nervous, and I just couldn't get anything to stick in my head. But ironically, I could get the lip sync song, which I'd never heard before in my life. So I was just like, oh God. And then I went to bed at like 3 a.m. and then couldn't sleep, so I was just like up all night, and just going in circles, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna fuck this up today. This is gonna be bad. And I fucked it up twice. Like, it was so bad. Imagine for a drag queen, go out there, first time out performing on the main stage in front of RuPaul, Olivia Newton-John, who else, and going like this. Everything was like, you're like the featured part, this is your featured part, and you don't know one fucking word. And I had to do it twice.
Oh, you could call me a flight attendant, but I don't care for that word attendant because it makes it sound like I'm gonna wait on somebody. I'm not. I appreciate your attention at this.
It was, I was like, and the girls couldn't see me because I had my back to them. Yeah. They didn't understand the full extent of the carnage. And oh my gosh, it was so awful. And then I had to lip sync and then stayed, and that turned out to be good, I guess, but then it was like, just okay, this is a disaster, this experience, so just take whatever good you can get. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like, you're not gonna win home, so just like do whatever little stuffs you can, and then just try to get out of here in one piece. It was so bad. But
you ended up having a heart-to-heart with Miss Fame.
Yeah, because she was sober, which was cool. And that was tough because I was only a year sober at the time, and started smoking cigarettes right away. Thank you, Ginger Minge. That was really good. It's tough with those things on TV because you're like, well, is this real? Or is you're thinking to yourself. A lot of people kind of just suspend their disbelief altogether and like, wow, and they don't realize, Mary, we all know we're getting filmed. Mm-hmm. So there's a level of self-consciousness that it can never really leave you. It does to an extent, but you always know you're being filmed. Nothing is absolutely natural, unless you're either like really crazy or really stupid, and or blind. So it was like, but I felt like A, I was like in such a crisis mode, and B, like I thought, I don't care. I was so tired and like so whatever that I was like, I need to like lean on her, and they wanted me to do it on camera, which I was like, whatever.
But you did lean on her, and you did break down, and you did say that you were having trouble and struggling with loving yourself.
Yeah, which is so corny. I can't even watch that. I can't watch that. It's not me, like in the sense that I would never consciously project that thing. Like I would never be that vulnerable, like on purpose. Yeah. It's like so corny, but but it was true. Like I didn't realize until I got there. I was like, oh, I have no confidence.
Yeah.
It was like I couldn't sell myself if I wanted to right now. It was tough. It was like really weird, and I think also because I didn't have the support system that I was so used to having in Boston, like at home. When anything's wrong, I have like a million people to call, anything, and it's great. But a lot of people don't have that, and a lot of people don't need that. Like Violet, she's just like a, bulldozer. She's just, anyways.
But where are you now? Are you
in
loving yourself?
I think I don't. Yes, I don't think of myself. I don't to say it in a way that doesn't sound bad. I don't have to fuck myself. Thank God. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't worry about like whether I'm attractive or not to other people. I try to like do my best.
Yeah.
And, like, you know what I mean? And I know if I'm having a good day or a bad day, or I know if I look crazy or not. But I don't really think about myself that much. Like, I'm not, my opinion of me is like, I think I'm like, has to be filled with dignity. Like, I'm worthy of this and that and everything else. But I don't know, it's like, yeah, I'm more concerned with if I like myself. Okay. Than love myself.
Then love yourself.
Yeah. Cause like, I want to feel like, oh, that was good, or that was cool, or whatever, but, but I don't know. Wait. Lizzo, what did she say? She said something that was really interesting. It was an alternative reading of, if you can't love yourself, how are you gonna, if she said to like a fan or something, who was struggling with like the idea of self-love, she's like, bitch, you love me. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it made perfect sense to me at the time. It's like, you love me so much, why not do that to you? I don't know, that's not it. Fuck, whatever. But anyways, yeah.
Okay. So in season 7, you get to the Hello Kitty challenge. Yeah. You were against Kennedy Davenport. You perform Roar. Do you think you should have stayed after that lip sync?
No. I mean, I should have, no, absolutely not. I think, again, you had to be there, but, well, not even had to be there, but like, it's like, I imagine how like a tired, scrawny, disgraced soldier walking into the arena in ancient Rome, having to face a lion would feel. It's like, okay, you've made your peace with death. You just hope it's gonna be quick and
easy.
Relatively painless. So you just do that. And I was like, yeah, she like wiped the floor with me and it was fine, but like I did my little thing and she did her lots of things. And that's, it was humiliating there. But I was like so ready to go, I didn't care. Yeah. I was just like, you know what, if I have to get the, she's gonna wipe my ass with the floor, that's fine. I just gotta get out of here. But I did enough to like kind of, I did all that I could to maintain a shred of dignity.
For sure, and you didn't just give up.
But I hate when people say like, you should have won. I was like, excuse me? Do you have glaucoma? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I get that you like me, that's wonderful, and I appreciate that, but like, let's, facts, Mary. Although it's not facts, because I suppose that people's perception is so discolored by their love or dislike of other people, it's wild.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's crazy.
Now, one thing about season 7 is that a lot of people say it's the worst season.
They did. Now they don't.
Now they don't, because there's been some other seasons that might have been a little bit worse. But you guys had so many iconic queens come from your season. You had Violet, you had Pearl, you had Trixie, you had...
Yeah, Pearl, Fame, did you ever say those? Yeah, like yeah, I think the general consensus now among the like super fans of the show is that it is a season where a lot of great potential and not good challenges.
Yes.
And like it was a season where it was a lot of unused talent.
Correct.
Like for example, you have the fashion scene, and then there's no design challenges besides one at the end with 3 non-fashion queens. So it was strange, yeah. And I think like the number of acting challenges where you really don't. I mean, there's no excuses. Like if you bomb, it's your fault. But where you don't get to bring a lot of yourself, especially a lot of original creativity, like writing, or like, this is my idea, this is what I want to say, and I'm going to say it. Or this is my character, I'm going to do it. You don't get to do a lot of that in an acting challenge, when you're playing fucking Merle Ginsburg. And a lot of it didn't read at all. Like Pearl's part in that Merle mess was, they had a scene that was pure absurdism. That did not come across. It came across as nonsense. Mm-hmm. So it was like the absurdity factor of it. It's like, oh, we're gonna do the same scene, but from a completely batshit absurdist angle. That didn't read. All it read is like, what the fuck are they talking about? So, stuff like that just hit like misses that really, it just made the season not so good.
Now, speaking of Pearl, when I was talking with Pearl in our last episode, and then also she had made some comments and said that...
What the fuck did that bitch say about my skin?
Yeah. Well, she made comments about RuPaul, of course, and she said that, you know, the nothing matters unless the camera's on. Did you have a similar experience to hers, or do you
Mine was
understand?
worse. Mine was worse, but I have enough couth to not bring Roux into it. But just for the record, she punched me in the face. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was there that day, and I remember, I was like, I remember that very, very vividly, just like the feeling of it. She and Max were over on that couch, and I was at the workroom table, kind of closest to them, and I was like, because it's all playing out without the music, you realize. There's no dun 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 dun.
So there's something on my face.
Yeah. But it was like, ooh, what is going on over there? And I think that she had walked out or something else happened, you know, so it was like a dramatic thing. But so here's my perception of Roux is, I mean, I think that, I listened to that Pearl thing. I watched you interview Pearl, and I think that she says it best, just like, you know, don't meet your heroes, you know. One thing that immediately comes to mind is about expectations. And there's a great saying, expectations are premeditated resentments. So when you expect something, you have to let go of that is going to be at odds with the outcome. So there's going to be friction no matter what. Even if it was great, if it turned out to be better, you know. So I think, like, I can imagine Roux saying what she said to Pearl in a lot of different ways. You know, like, oh, mama, when those cameras aren't rolling, you're not gonna catch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying she like made it up, but you know, I can imagine, and personally, my memories are so unreliable that, like, again, I could imagine that thing Violet said. She might not even have said anything, and I completely made it up. That's like...
It could have been Roux in the corner.
It definitely was. Yeah, Roux in the control room. That fucking Russian cunt needs to go. Talentless whore! Yeah. But, you know, I think Roux is, like, amazing.
Yeah.
I saw her a little while ago. I was walking down the street. I saw her in a restaurant right on the corner, right down the street. And I saw her, and I go, and she goes... So good. She's amazing. Yeah, I love her.
Now, after season 7, you and Trixie get your own little show.
Hi everyone, it's me, Trixie Mattel.
And I'm Katya. Welcome to
The show where we talk about whatever.
And in whatever way we want to.
Now, how did that come to be? How did you end up forming this relationship with Trixie, and how did it feel to actually have something on the internet now?
Well, I think we started talking after we finished filming, and we would talk on the phone a lot. And just, you know, because there was kind of like, you have to talk with the girls who go through that, especially on your season, because it's such a unique experience. Nobody else is going to understand it. So we got to know each other really well over phone conversations, and then we did, World of Wonder had us do a video together where we were tooting and booting the fashions on Fashion Photo Review, but the ones that Raven and Raja wore. Okay. So we tooted and booted the ones that they wore to toot and boot other people. And that ended up being really great. There was like people like that video. So we just we wanted to do a series together, and we did that. And it's so fun. It's so great now, because it's like we've been doing it for so long that it's fun to see, like, A, how the show's gotten better, and B, like, you just see two people become friends. Yeah. It's like cool. It's like kind of corny, but it's true. Like the development of a Hollywood friendship.
And your friendship with her has
degraded.
Yeah. All the time.
Now that she's got new teeth, I don't know who she is anymore. People are wild, and this is why you don't read the comments. I, for some reason, was looking at her Instagram, and I don't know what compelled me to do it, but I went through the comments. And people are like, I miss your old teeth. The old teeth looked better. Mary, what are these teeth? You know, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I mean, why am I surprised? And that's not even that. It's pretty innocuous, those kind of comments. Like, but why? Okay, fuck you. Shut up, shut your whore mouth.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great, but I mean,
But
whatever. That's
Do
the way it is.
you feel like fans, especially, I mean, your fans and Trixie's fans are pretty savage.
Are they? What do you mean? Like, oh, because that?
They're
like,
they're very gung-ho about you guys. Like, your fan base,
Rabid.
yours and hers, are very, like,
Rabid.
strong fans. Do you ever feel like you...
want to kill them?
Or do you ever feel like they can take things too far?
Oh, but that's anybody. I think like it's hard to tell like what's the deal, because it's all just what you pay attention to, you know, and I'm a lot less focused on I'm just a lot less focused online than I used to be, and I don't know. I mean, I think people say that, and I guess it's true, but I mean, I don't know. Look at Lana Del Rey fans. Yeah. They're fucking lunatics. I'm one of them. You know, they're fans of anything are just crazy. And like they'll, I mean, I remember there's this music journalist from NPR did this incredible deep dive on Lana's whole discography, and wrote a very fascinating, interesting, wonderful, like, analysis, really, not a review, it was an analysis of her work and then her new album. And her fan, and then Lana, like she's like, posted that was like, "You don't get me at all, ho." And her fans went in, "You fat cunt, you fat fucking cunt." You know, and it's like, it's crazy. But yeah, people are nuts. And you know, I used to encourage it because I liked
You like stirring the pot.
No, I liked the weirdness of it. There was a girl from Russia who said, "How are you feeling today, mom?" And I was not aware of the mom phenomenon. So I was like, what is she talking about? No question mark. And I was like, that is so funny to me. I don't know why. And then like, "Fuck my pussy with a rake, mom." Like, that was so weird to me and so funny. And then of course it just becomes, you become aware of the fact that if you say something or draw attention to it, then it escalates. Yeah, and one thing you can't do is control.
Yeah.
I see the new girls trying to do this all the time. They try to say, "All right, guys, so the fandom really needs to like just like be more positive," and like Mary, that's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
You can't do that. Once you open the gates, it's just that you can't
keep going.
control whatever metaphor you want to use. Oh God, we're gonna get robbed. What is that? The door open?
Yes.
Home invasion, caught on tape. Middle of the day.
So in 2016, you end up getting announced in All Stars 2.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So what was your experience like in All Stars 2 compared to season 7?
It was like night and day, honestly. The good thing and the bad thing was that so it was like not very long after season 7, and I had been on tour like pretty consistently and got the like for sure phone call when I was, I think, in England. I had to do some long ass tour in England, and then only had really like a couple weeks of free time to prepare, or not even that. And it was tough. Like, it was tough to get everything together because I didn't have, you need like connections, and I had some money, but like I really needed like to know who to call to make this crazy thing that I couldn't do, and it was tough. So I didn't have a lot of that support, but it was good because I just felt I was there. I was like in the groove. I like know what to do, knew what to expect. It was fun. It was so fun, and I knew I wasn't gonna win, so it was like whatever. No pressure.
But you made top 3.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was good, but like it was just like a bonus,
Yeah.
I'm not, and plus, here's the thing. I'm not like a winner, I don't think about that, and all I think about whenever I hear anything competitive, that's not like the Olympics, because then that's different, but like, I think of Charlie Sheen. Do you remember that? Like winning. It was such a joke. It was so gross, and it was so sad. It was like winning. Yeah. I got coke and whores and a TV, blah blah blah. I'm winning at life. And I was like, no. You're winning at something else, and that's not a competition I want to be involved with. But that's how I think about just the competitive drive in general. But that's just me, and I don't like, it's not to like denigrate other people's accomplishments and their ambition, especially Alaska's, because she's like that bitch was like in it to win it, and I love to observe that. I don't like fucking with that, but I love to observe that, especially in gymnastics people. If she went there, she's like, it's gonna be gold or nothing. And that's great, that's like so good, that's like such good television. Oh, especially if they lose.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she came close. If you would have won your lip sync, and then a little breakdown that she had.
I need to go to the end of this competition. I need to. Party.
Oh, but you know, here's what I thought. At the time, I thought that was all fake.
Really?
Yes, I thought that was all fake because I was like, ooh, that snake. I was like, she is good. She's better than I thought she was because she's throwing this challenge to provide a little vulnerability arc in her story. Because she came in and swept. She came in like 8. I mean, everybody. She smoked us. Like, came in as the smoke show, and I was like, oh, she is really good. She's throwing this challenge on purpose. Come to find out, she didn't. I come to find out, I was gagged that she didn't do it because she was just really that bad, and then that immature. It was wild. I didn't know her. I didn't know that she throws tantrums and stuff. You know, I didn't know that was, that she's so imperfect. You know,
yeah.
And because this is like whatever. I thought it was funny. All this stuff. People took it so. I could not believe it. It's not America's Next Top Nice Person race. Yeah. It's not America. You know, it's RuPaul's Drag Race. It's not about being a good person. It's not about being the favorite or whatever. You know, it's about doing the challenge as well and slaying the runway and blah blah blah. You know, crazy. That's a long answer. I keep talking. Sorry.
What?
Never mind. Huh?
Oh. So I think that your true star did end up shining in All Stars 2. We had to see a lot of you.
Yeah.
And then Snatch Game came around, and you were the phenomenally talented Bjork.
I'm down for anything, especially I'd like to eat her hair. It looks like pastrami.
I remember doing Bjork was so fun, and it was. I honestly did not think I was going to win that challenge. It didn't get a lot of laughs in the room. It got some, but I remember thinking, I think this is funny, so I'm cool. If they eliminate me, I'm totally fine. Plus, a bulb went out in the studio, and we had to evacuate for just a moment. So that was very helpful because then you could just like breathe and go back, and then it was fine. Yeah.
Did you see when she commented on Reddit about?
Yes, I did, and I FaceTimed with her, drag con.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh God, that was so fun. Because I had seen her at Logan Airport in Boston at like 2 in the morning while I was waiting for a friend to come in. She was with, it was her husband at the time, Matthew Barney, and their son or daughter, maybe the daughter. And then she looked not happy. So I was like, oh my God, I didn't say anything, but she just looked like she didn't want to be talked to. And then her daughter came to my line at DragCon and then was like, I'm Bjork, sorry. I was like, oh, fuck you. And she's like, no, really. And then she FaceTimed Bjork and we talked. It was so cool.
That is so awesome.
So cool. She watches it with her son.
That is so cool.
They're big fans. They should have her on.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be amazing. Nobody's gonna know who she is.
Yeah. But I mean, those put you as Bjork and then Bjork next to you. And you guys can both judge.
Like, oh, it's Katya.
Yeah.
Gross.
So you make it to the top 3. I think that your verse was the most memorable and Read You Wrote You.
Well, thank you, but I disagree. I think that it went one. I had ranked them. Alaska's is amazing. I mean, from a songwriting point of view, it's got a lot of variation. It's got a lot of the structure of it is really top notch, and it's got interesting rhymes and like ones ones that are hard to. It's really well written. And then mine, I think is very simple. Like simple. It's like A B B. You're very simple. But I like it. And then Detoxes, I'd say is really good, but it's like the content is strange because it's like. Again, it's like, I'm not the best. I'm just like, okay. It's such a weird thing to say. And then Roxy's is like terrible. But
yeah.
Now it's like enjoying a renaissance.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't that funny how people do that? People do that a lot with the show because it's, now that it is less of a piss take show, people like to take the piss out of the show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever think that your part would become such a big thing? Because people are always, we'll be at clubs or whatever, and people are always like,
but your dad just calls me Katya.
No, I didn't think so because I think my voice is so dumb. Like it's so goofy and like it's so not a woman that like But yeah, no, it's good. It's I mean, I like that. Yes, I like that. No, I didn't think so, but I'm enjoying that.
So your fans have said it time after time. So I have to know, do you believe that you were robbed?
Oh my God. You know what?